Kanye West, an artistic genius and billionaire with a storied history plagued by his bipolar disorder and autism. He's the once owner of a $57 million architectural masterpiece designed by Tadao Ando.
建築が持つ命は何かと言いますと、この箱の中に入ってきた人たちのいわゆる心がワクワクすると。
Today, it stands ruined, a concrete casualty left exposed to the elements, a product of Kanye's destructive marital feuds, ego, and chaotic artistic vision. Kanye bought the house in September 2021. The timing? Intriguing. Only a few months earlier, Kim Kardashian had filed for divorce. They had both embraced minimalism during their marriage, working with Axel Vervoort to create their famous all-white Calabasas home. In 2018, years before the divorce filings, Kim and Kanye made a quiet but telling trip to Naoshima, a remote Japanese island in the Seto Inland Sea, famous for its world-class art installations, serene landscapes, and buildings designed by Tadao Ando. The couple toured Ando's work up close. They visited the Chichu Art Museum, with its buried galleries illuminated only by natural light, and the Benesse House, where concrete and ocean seemed to merge into one. For Kanye, it was a pilgrimage. For Kim, a revelation. This trip planted a seed, a shared fascination with Ando's mastery of space, light, and concrete. 5 years later, that fascination would erupt into one of the most destructive real estate rivalries in modern architecture.
But I love our pool. You know, we don't have a jacuzzi.
Can you believe that? Can you believe we don't have a jacuzzi?
We just make sure that it's hot all the time.
So hi, my name's Bianca Sensori. I'm an architectural designer from Melbourne, Australia. I currently reside in Los Angeles and I'm a lead architectural designer at Yeezy.
Bianca Sensori. An architect by training and designer for Yeezy, she became romantically linked with Kanye shortly after his divorce from Kim. The two reportedly married in a private ceremony in early 2023. According to multiple sources, Bianca took an active role in the Malibu house's redesign. She reportedly helped Kanye envision its future, and to bring it to life, Bianca brought in an unlicensed contractor, Tony Saxon.
I was the project manager, as an umbrella term, the caretaker security guard. I was the coordinator. I was the cleaner. I was the direct line between him and a lot of the different facets of his organization.
But what started as a high-end renovation quickly spiraled into chaos.
I see all of them scrambling around trying to be like, okay, now he wants this, now he wants that, now he wants this.
In 6 weeks, Saxon and his team gutted the interior, with Saxon sleeping in the disemboweled house during this process.
And then get this, Kim Kardashian walks in with the 3 kids. And then one of my guys walks in and he sees Kim from far away. And he did the worst thing in the world he could ever do. Hi, Bianca.
Ando's iconic windows were removed. Kanye reportedly ordered the removal of glass and wanted to turn it into a bunker, replacing the staircase with a ramp to emulate a bat cave.
The nail in the coffin. So you can only pay people so much to do crazy work. He goes, well, you got generators, just do the generators. And I'm like, we can't have them outside, it's gonna blow our spot. And he goes, well, put them inside. I said, you cannot have carbon monoxide running into a building, exhaust from generators. We're gonna suffocate everyone. So that's when he looks at me and he goes, he was just furious. He's like, if you don't do what I ask you to do, you're a Clinton, you're a Kardashian, you're an enemy. And I'm not gonna be your friend anymore and you're only gonna see me on TV. And he said, get the hell out.
Eventually, he filed a lawsuit against West.
This is a case about wrongful termination, failure to pay wages, discrimination based on medical condition, and putting an employee in an unsafe space.
What Ye wanted to do was essentially turn his newly purchased $57 million architectural masterpiece home into an open concept art project.
Meanwhile, the house itself began to decay. Salty air, moisture, and neglect turned the pristine Ando creation into a shell of its former self. By late 2023, the house had become infamous, not for its architecture, but for its destruction. Ando's careful lines had been disrespected, vandalized by neglect and ego. The city of Malibu issued 3 stop work orders as construction was taking place without permits. Eventually, Kanye conceded and made a $21 million deal with a developer to restore the property. But this deal also collapsed. For architecture fans, it was a tragedy. After all, Tadao Ando is not your average architect. Born during the Second World War, he grew up in a recovering post-war Japan. With no formal education, he began his career as a boxer and educated himself by studying second-hand architecture books. His childhood home in Osaka, a narrow, oblong, wooden 2-story row house with his grandmother's small shop on the ground floor, shaped his perspective and approach to residential architecture. He once said, "Living there, I grew enraged at society and felt inspired to improve living conditions." This sentiment was clearly distilled in the design of his 1976 row house in Sumiyoshi. Unlike his childhood home made of timber, the row house, also known as the Azuma House, is constructed out of raw, reinforced concrete. Ando's buildings are known for their poetic use of concrete, light, and geometry. But here, he created a sense of security, privacy, and permanence within this dense Osaka neighborhood. Then, 1995, he won the Pritzker Prize, the most prestigious architectural award in the world. Today, Ando is no stranger when it comes to high-profile names. In 2001, Ando collaborated with the fashion icon Giorgio Armani.
私、アルマーニさんの20数年前に出会った時に、仕事をされてる現場を見ました。まず、素材をと色あるのに、グレーという色をずっと選ぶのに、我々は同じようにグレーに見えるけれども、彼にはグレーがいろいろの色に見えるというのに驚きました。品質も的確に選んでいかれる。そして自分の形とうまく。
Both are masters of minimalism who use simplicity not as reduction but as refinement. Ando's brutal precision and concrete forms resonate with Armani's clean silhouettes and signature gray-hued palettes. Decades later, their collaborative relationship continues, with a residential complex in Dubai designed by Ando for Armani set for completion in 2026. Perhaps Ando's appreciation for fashion and other creative pursuits beyond architecture resonated with Kanye.
創造的筋肉を鍛えないか。映画行く、音楽会行く、美術館行く。
Or maybe it was their shared experience of overcoming life-threatening events. Kanye was infamously involved in a near-fatal car accident in 2002, and Ando received a cancer diagnosis in 2009, which involved having to undergo major surgery removing parts of his stomach, gallbladder, and duodenum in 2009. He continued to design some of the most prolific projects throughout his recovery, like the breathtaking Hill of the Buddha in 2017. Ando's Malibu house was a piece of design history. It was a continuation from his childhood home and the 1976 row house in Sumiyoshi. Designed in collaboration with Marmol Ratziner, it took years to complete. Its brutalist form contrasted beautifully with the soft Pacific horizon. And then in April of 2023, Kim Kardashian made a surprise revelation. She had been working on her own dream Ando project with the architect himself for the past 2 years, a futuristic desert home in Palm Springs. She traveled to Japan to meet with Ando at his design studio in Osaka. She described her Ando project as a piece of art, not a statement, but a sanctuary. Whether or not Kanye knew about this project during the Malibu saga remains unclear. Would Kanye really destroy a masterpiece out of frustration towards his ex-wife Kim and his design idol Ando? Unfortunately for Kanye, it didn't end there. A month later, news broke that Kanye's former friends turned rivals. Jay-Z and Beyoncé had also acquired a 40,000 square foot Malibu house designed by Ando for $200 million, the most expensive house purchase in California's history. And in August 2025, the Kanye, now known as Ye, and Ando house returned to the market with a price tag of $39 million. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more.